Welcome back, travelers, to Knight's Tale, Heat and Misery. Having defeated the Shade of Bel'ial, our heroes now may face the greatest threat of them all, frying to death in your own clothes. Welcome to Darkstone Drinking. Hey everybody, welcome back to Darkstone Drinking. If you're just joining me for the first time, my name is Seth Campbell, and what you have stumbled upon here is my channel where I play the game Shadows of Brimstone, which is a tabletop RPG game set in the wild, wild west of the town of Brimstone, where eldritch horror monsters and other nasty nasties are coming out and trying to take over the towns. And you and a group of heroes have to go in and complete missions and defeat the monsters and send them back to the hell from which they came. And what I do is, while I play that game, I play a drinking game to that, and that's what you're watching, Darkstone Drinking. So thank you for joining me. If you're not familiar with the game, this is not a tutorial, so you might want to watch something else if you really want to learn how to play the game. However, I do teach you some things along the way. But if you're going to have a few drinks, watch some tabletop gaming and have a lot of fun, then you may have just come to the right place. So thanks so much for joining us. For those of you who are familiar with the game, I hope you have a lot of fun as well, and watch me bumble my way through the rule books. It gets much, much harder the more you have to drink, but that's part of the fun. So thanks everybody, glad you're here. Without any further ado, we're going to get into the drinking rules and get going. Alright, the drinking rules. We're going to take a few single drinks, a few double drinks, and a couple of shots. So start off with the single drinks. We're going to take a drink when a new enemy or group of enemy appears. We're going to take a single drink whenever we draw an encounter card. That's like an event, essentially, that happens. And it might have some tests that our heroes have to pass. We're going to take a drink whenever a hero rolls a 1 for movement. And then we're going to take a drink whenever a hero takes a wound or sanity damage, or a group of wounds or sanity damages. Then we're going to take 2 drinks whenever the darkness moves. That's the energy force that's trying to escape the mines. We're going to take 2 drinks whenever a hero rolls a critical hit. That's a 6. We might also take a drink whenever an enemy rolls their version of a critical hit. We're going to take 2 drinks whenever Darkstone is drawn. That's the purple energy rocks in this world that provide an energy force that people are harvesting into their weapons, and it's sought after. And then we're also going to take 2 drinks whenever a depth event is drawn. So whenever we roll to hold back the darkness, if we roll doubles of a number, we draw a depth event, and then we take 2 drinks. Then we're also going to take a shot if a character is KO'd. So knocked out, their health or sanity is brought to 0, and then we're going to take a shot after every fight. So those are the drinking rules, so without further ado, let's take our drink and get into the game. Okay, when we last left our heroes, Sani had been KO'd, a magical reflection had come through, and he defeated it, but he cut his hand on a shard of glass, and he went down and was KO'd. Willie and Lily were about to go down one path when they turned around and saw him drop to the floor, and the Reverend decided he was going to go in a different direction, or he at least looked through the door into a room of burning lava. And so they're at a crossroads here, so we're going to see what happens. And so that's where we left last week, and so we're going to jump back into it right here, right now. So without further ado, let's get going. We're going to roll to hold back the darkness. And right off the bat, we do. Okay. It is held back. Sorry for the suspense. But then we're going to go to Sani's turn. So Sani was KO'd, but he is he's pulling past it. Lily and Willie shout at him. They're like, Sani! Sani! And the blood's bleeding from his hands, and he blinks the vision out and then kind of snaps out of it and pulls himself back together and stands up. And so he comes back from it. His arm is crushed a little bit from falling on it, and there's blood leaking from the wound, but he's going to be okay. And he stands up and he says, I'm all right, and he blinks the vision out. He says, let's do this, let's move on, we can do this. And so he's back, and we've healed some wounds, some sanity damage from him during the break, and so he's going to be okay, but it's just a reminder how dangerous everything is here. So it is his activation. He needs to roll for every clothing item, which he has 2. So he takes 1 hit for each of those. So we need to roll for those. And he doesn't block either of them. It's just super hot in here. He's going to re-roll 1 of them. He does block that one, so it's really hot in here. He takes a wound from that, so he's at 6 out of 10 again, and we take a drink. By the way, if you're watching, comment what you're drinking. I've got a nice Imperial Stout from a local brewery in town, which I'm going to regret in the morning, but boy is it tasty right at this moment. So Sonny's good to go. He's going to move forward 6. He says, let's do this, and he goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He follows Willie along. They're going to try this T-junction passage, and then we cut to Willie. On his turn, he has no clothing, as we've already established. He rolls a 2. He's going to look through the door. And he looks down, and the passage continues on. And so he steps forward, and he stops there, and looks down. The passage is continuing on. There's step paving stones over the lava, and then Lily is going to follow behind him. She has no clothing, and she's going to move 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She catches up to him and gives him a nod, and they are on. And then we move to the Reverend, who he is not on the map tile anymore, so of Lily. So we've got some voices in the dark, so he takes D6 horror hits. Alright, so we start with the Reverend. He's going to take his D6 horror hits because he's not near the group. So he takes 5. Woo. So as the group goes around the corner and the light of the old lantern leaves the space, they've kind of forgotten about him, and they're moving on. They thought he was kind of with them. They were worried about Sonny, and they've moved around the corner, and he's standing there, and the light starts to leave, and he starts to hear the voices in the darkness calling his name. And he has to roll to hold back those. And he does. He holds his head tight. He holds his Bible and his cross. He says, as the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me to lie down in green pastures. And he holds back the darkness there. And then he's got a clothing item, which he does not succeed. And so the heat gets to him a little bit. So we take a drink for his wound. And now the Reverend has a choice. The group has moved around the corner, and they're going on, and the Reverend is looking past the boiling lake of lava in front of him, and he has to decide if he's going to go down that path or if he's going to follow the group. And he thinks long and hard. He turns around, he kind of looks back, and those voices, while they didn't quite get into his head, they're still calling his name. He turns back, and he can feel a presence calling him, and he decides he's going to move forward and past, and he thinks the right way to go is this way, and so he decides to move away from the group and into another room. And so he's got a roll of 6, so he's going to step forward, but to do it he has to pass through the burning heat. So he's going to step into one of the lava squares, so he has to make a agility roll here. And so his agility is 4. He does pass that, so 1, 2, and so 3, 4, 5, but now he has to do it again. And this time he doesn't get it, and the heat's just too much for him to bear, and he takes some burning markers. Ooh, he takes 2 burning markers. As he tries to get to the door, the heat is just getting to him, and he takes 2 burning markers there. And then he steps forward out of the lava and looks through the door and gains 5 XP. So past the door, he looks the lake of lava. He looks through into the magma tunnel, and there's more spaces of lava. The heat is still getting to him, and he sees a crossroads again before him, and there's an exploration token there, and so he's into another space, and so we're at the end of the turn, and we're going to flip it, and there's an encounter. And there's invisible hellhounds. The way forward is blocked by the vicious barking and snarling from a seemingly invisible pack of hellhounds. He can see their claw marks dig into the ashen floor at his feet, and he feels the hot breath of the beasts. And so he has to pass a Spirit 6 test. If successful, he's able to push past the savage beasts without more than a few scratches. So let's see what happens. His Spirit is 4. And he passes it. So he sees the invisible claw marks come scratching down at him, and he holds the cross and the Bible up and tries to block it away, and then they move past him. There's a gust of wind, and the dust blows, and then nothing, and silence. And so he gains 20 XP, but he can feel a few little scratches across his cheek as blood starts to pour down just a little bit from some invisible wounds, and then the howling moves off in the distance. So the Reverend is safe from that, but he's not safe for long because he has chosen to go rogue. Okay. Now we are at the beginning of the new turn. Our other heroes are not really realized that he is gone, so we're going to roll to hold back the darkness. And we do. Lily holds the lantern up. The darkness is held at bay, and Sonny is moving on. Oh, first he needs to roll for his clothing. And this time the heat is not getting to him, so he's okay. And he's going to roll his movement. He rolls a 1, so he gets a grit. And we get a drink. And then Sonny moves forward 1, trying to catch up with the group here. And then we're going to move to Willie. He gets to heal a wound or sanity damage from Lily. So let's see, she's at 7 wounds, so he's gonna heal some sanity. Pats her on the shoulder and says, "It's all right, honey, we got this." And then he rolls for his movement. It's a 6. He's gonna walk forward. He's feeling pretty good about this. He looks through the door. All right, so Willie looks into the room, and there's a bridge of lava, of crusted over magma, a lava bridge, and there's several paths branching off in different directions, and he and Lily and Sonny are looking through and have to decide which way to go, and there's going to be an exploration token there that we will reveal in a minute. Lily has no clothing, so now we jump to Lily's turn. She has a 3, so she's trying to keep step with Willie here. He's getting a little ahead of her. And then we come to the Reverend, and so first he's going to hold his Voices in the Dark, so this time it's 2 hits. And he blocks them. So again, the voices are calling to him, and he's following them, but he's not letting them drive him mad. And so he holds the Bible again and lets out a prayer, but he's going to keep going forward, and so he has to roll for his heat. But he does not survive the heat, so the heat's just getting a little more intense, so he takes a wound, and he is now at 5. And we take a drink, and then he rolls for movement. Sorry, I need to figure out which way the door is, and so the door is over here. And so he is going to roll for movement. Did I already roll for that? I might have. All right. Cut this for the edit. Okay. He's going to roll for movement. He rolls a 2. He's going to move forward. All right. So we've changed the map a little bit. So the Reverend is off on his own over here, moving towards the gate, and everybody else is this way. And so they're going to keep pressing forward. So we're at the end of the turn. We reveal our exploration token. It's encounter times 2. So let's draw those. So we have Echoes of Agony. The chamber is filled with tools of torture and machines of pain and suffering. From the spatters of blood and claw marks in the stone, it looks as though many a sad soul met a gruesome end in this room. So they have to take a Spirit 4 test before they move on. So let's see. So that would be Lily, Sonny, and Willie. So let's start with Sonny, whose spirit is 3. He passes. Then Willie, his spirit is 3 as well. He passes. And finally, Lily, she does not pass. Oh man. So everybody passes except Lily. The Echoes of Agony just get to her, and they're just a little too much, and her mind is starting to break a little bit. And so then she takes D8. Oh god. D8 horror hits from the soul's torment screaming in her mind, which is 6 for her. So she takes 6 horror hits, which she has to block. Ooh, man. And so it's just a little bit much for Lily here. And she gets 1, 2 of them, 3 of them. 3 of them get through. She has no grit, which she can re-roll. So she takes 3 sanity damage. So she is at 6, 7, 8, 9 out of 10. So we take a drink for that. So the extremeness of the circumstances are just getting to Lily, and her mind is beginning to break, and she stumbles, and Willie grabs her shoulder and asks her if she's okay. And then Willie and Sonny get to recover a grit and get 10 XP for that. Which Sonny is at his max. Willie now has 2. Just check their stats here. Oh, he got +1 grit. So Willie can have 3 grit. That's great. Oh no. Sonny can have. Sonny has 1. That's good. Because of where we're at. And then they both get 10 XP. Well, that was not good for Lily. She's in a dire circumstance here. She doesn't have a whole lot she can do to actually recover her sanity. So unfortunately, Lily is in a bad place. So let's see if her mind can hold. And then we have another encounter to do, and it's the Burning Souls. So then, with the echoes of agony come the Burning Souls dancing across the surface of the lava. Flickers of light and flame take form before their eyes, transforming into figures that scream with pain and terror. So every hero that is currently within 2 spaces of 1 or more lava spaces must make a Spirit 6+ test to ward off the assault of Burning Souls. So there's a good question, because this is in that room. Does that affect the Reverend? Yeah, we'll say it does. Okay. So there's the Burning Souls, and so they come flying out of the lake of lava, and so it comes at, so Reverend feels it, Lily and Willie feel it, even though they're in different spaces, and so these souls come flying out of the lake, and so we've got spirit tests coming. So Willie's going to make a spirit test, a Spirit 6+ test. Willie does not pass it. So he takes D6 horror hits, or D6 hits. So he takes 3 hits, and he takes two horror hits. So let's start with the 3 regular hits, which he gets 2 of them, and so he takes 2 damage. For those, the souls come flying through him. Oh no. Oh no, okay. Phew, that was... I misread my wounds over there. So... Ooh, come on. So Willie is at 5 out of 8 wounds. We might have to start doing some rerolls here. So we take a drink. And then he takes his 2 horror hits that we have to block, which he does. So he doesn't take any wounds from those, so the souls come flying through him and smack him in the arm and the face, and he can feel them, the heat coming off of them, and he takes some wounds, but his mind is still sane. And so now it is Lily's turn. She takes a spirit test, or no, we're going to do Sonny. Sonny's going to take a spirit test of 3, so he's got to get 6 or higher. He's going to use a grit. He sees Willie fail that, and he's like, nope, we're going to try this again. And so he's going to re-roll all of those, but he doesn't do it, so he fails. And so he now takes, he's got 4 hits coming at him, and 5 horror hits. Holy crap. Sonny just got back on his feet. He might be down again. Let's just... let's replace these here with the red. Okay, so he's got 4 hits coming at him. He can't afford to lose these. And he lost all of them. He's going to use a grit and re-roll every single one of those. This time a lot better. Okay, so he blocks those. He takes 2. So he's got 1 come through, which is 2 hits. So he's at 6, 7, 8. 8 out of 10, so we take a drink. And now we move to our sanity damage. So he's got to block 5 of those, which this could take him out too, so we'll see what happens. He can re-roll 1 of those, with his bear claw, but that's it. So he gets 1, he gets 2, he's got 4 coming at him, which would take him out of the fight if we don't correct this. So he's going to re-roll 1 with his bear claw, which he doesn't get. So he takes 4 sanity damage. So he's at 7, 8, 9, 10. And with that, Sonny is down again. He goes to his knees with his mind breaking, and we need to take a shot, everybody. Bottoms up. Sonny is KO'd. He's out. So he'll come back because there's no enemies on the board as of yet. But that's not great. So our heroes are just getting battered here in the Caverns of Cinder. And so finally it's Lily. She takes the Spirit 6+ test. She also just royally fails it. Oh my god. They're just doing terrible. I'm doing terribly. It's Mercury retrograde, everybody. If you're not familiar with that, with how the planets are aligning, it just means things are going to go awful for everybody, including your little fake people in your board game. And so they're just getting screwed here. So we should just not play any more games until Mercury retrograde is done. Is probably what we need to do. Okay, so let's roll for her hits. She's got 4 hits coming at her, and she's got 6 sanity damage. Holy crap. Okay, so let's roll for her hits. And she blocks 2 of them, and with that, the souls come blasting through her body and knock her into a wall, and the heat gets her, and she takes 4 wounds. And Lily, oh no, I'm sorry. She's got a higher health, so she does take those wounds. So she's at 10, but her health is at 13, so that's good. So we take a drink for that. But the sanity could totally do her in here. She's got to pass 6 of these things. And she pretty much has to pass every single one, she does, because she's at 9. So she takes some heavy bodily damage, and then we'll see what effects it has on her mind. And unfortunately, 2 of them do get through, so as the souls pass through her body, her mind cracks into, and she goes down, and Lily is out. She has taken her sanity damage. She is down. Her mind is broken. And Willie lets out a scream as Lily drops next to him, and her mind cracking from that. And we are done with that turn. And it is time to begin the turn again. So let us start by holding back the darkness. Well, actually, I guess they should recover from that. Okay, so everybody goes down, then they're back up. So let's roll for our injuries. So let's start with Sonny. Sonny is returning from the grave here. He already has a ton of injuries. Not a ton. He has 2, but still, that's more than you would want. So Sonny's back up. He's got a crushed arm, which he's already has, but it takes him back down. So he's got a concussion now. So he's -1 initiative. And he rolls 1 less dice on all skill tests. Great. So let's roll to heal his wounds. So he can heal 6. Let's see. So he's gonna heal. I'm sorry. We're gonna scrap that. We're gonna go back. Okay, so Sonny's back up, but because it was his sanity that was taken down, he's going to roll for his madness. And it is a 6. It's paranoia. So anytime you want to scavenge or explore a doorway, you must roll a d6. Well, let's just make sure Sonny doesn't do any exploring here, because he's too distracted keeping his eyes on everybody else. So he's pretty paranoid. All right, let's roll. So he got 6 for his healing. So let's take 5 off his sanity and 1 off his wounds. He's still not in great shape. He's still pretty battered there. And then, oh, we forgot, we got to take another shot for Lily, everybody. So give me a second here while we fill the drinks. She got KO'd too. I almost forgot about that. I'm gonna feel this in the morning. This is gonna suck so bad. All right, bottoms up. Okay. Okay, where were we? Okay, Sonny's back. Jeez. And now we roll for Lily. It was her sanity, so she rolls on the maddest tartness. Well, oh crap, man, I'm dropping everything. Here we go. She has an 8, the chills. So when scavenging, she ignores the first 6 she rolls on the scavenge test. So that's all right. I'm not having any of them scavenge. They're not scavengers. That's not what they're here for. Okay, so now she rolls for her healing. Ooh, nice, 6. Okay, so she's gonna heal 1 sanity, or 5 sanity, and then 1 wound. Still, they're pretty beat up. They're pretty beat up here. All right, with that, the turn is officially begun. Lily is back, and Sonny. So now it's Willie. No, we have to hold back the darkness. So Lily is back. She's got the lantern up. We hold, but we don't hold back the darkness. So the darkness moves 1. We need to take 2 drinks. And draw a darkness card. Oh man. Ancient Hate. All tribal heroes are now +1 damage on combat hits, both to and from beast and void enemies. Okay, so this doesn't affect us. That's great. Alright, it's Willie's turn. He doesn't have any clothing. He's going to move forward. Oh, we have to get our doors. How many doors were there? There were 2. So there's a door over here. And I'm going to say there's a door up ahead on the front. Because, well, no. We'll make the choice. Okay, yeah. So there's a door way up here, which may be beyond your vision. That's okay. Right up there. We'll get there. Okay. We'll adjust the camera as we need to. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even realize my baby monitor was in the screen this whole time. Sorry, guys. I've got kids. I'm going to teach them how to play Shadows of Brimstone when they're old enough. Okay. Willie moves 4. So let's have him. He's going to move up towards the door all the way up in the front. 1, 2, 3, 4. Woo! Don't get too close to that lava, Willie. Alright, and then it is Sonny's turn. He rolls 2 for his heat. He passes it. The heat's not getting to him anymore. That's great. But he does need to get up with the group, or he's going to start taking Voices in the dark. Good. He rolls a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's now caught up with Lily. It is now Lily's turn. She doesn't have any clothing on. She rolls a 5. She's going to try to get ahead of Willie. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're going to go for the door up here in the front. And then that is the end of their turn. Over on this side, they still, all of a sudden they look back and they're like, where's the Reverend? Elijah? Elijah? And his name echoes down the hall. Elijah? 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 And the Reverend takes, can hear it calling to him. And, hold on. Voices in the dark. I just did this. There's Elijah, Elijah, Elijah. And the Reverend takes 3 horror hits at the start of his turn, which he has to block. And this time he only gets 1 of them, and so he takes some sanity damage. His mind is starting to crack just a little bit. He also he has his burning markers too. So he takes 2 wounds. Actually, did he have those last time too? Yeah, so we forgot those as well. So the Reverend just is now at 9 out of 11 health. He also just took some sanity damage. So let's all just take a big gulp from our cup for the Reverend over here. Going rogue. Here's his name being called down the hallways, and he wavers a bit. But then he hears another voice, Elijah, Elijah. And it's calling from the doorway in front of him, and he decides to follow that instead. And so he moves forward. 1, 2, 3. He looks through the door. Okay, so the Reverend looks through the door into the pit of torment. So the screams and the howls that they've been hearing definitely have been, some of them have been coming from this place, and he sees cages of and there's body parts and arms and tentacles, and he can see humans that are not quite right and that have been being experimented upon, and the corruption is getting to them. And the lava is flowing up through the cracks in the floor. But it's calling his name as he enters the room, and so there's an exploration token there. Wait. And there's an exploration token right there waiting for him. So let's flip that over, and it's an encounter, and it's in a clue, and so he might be headed into the right direction. So we have an encounter. Flame geysers. Oh no. Any model that ends its move on this map tile must roll 2d6. If doubles are rolled, the model is caught in a geyser of flame and singed. Okay, so he has to roll. So there's flame geysers spouting up around him. But it's not doubles, so that's good. Okay. There's 3 gates. 3 exits out of the space here. But there's also a clue, so he is definitely headed in the right direction as the voices call to him. And so we are going to, this is going to be anticlimactic, but we are going to end it here for the night because I have had a little too much to drink, and I'm ready to be done. So we're going to stop. So, all right, we're going to wrap up, cut to the next screen. Okay, thanks again for watching, everybody. We're going to stop there for the night. So One group of heroes is moving past the lava bridge. The Reverend has stepped into the pit of torment, so we will see where they end up next time. So if for those of you who are not watching live, we are not going to be having an episode next Saturday. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to actually start pre-recording these so that I can get them edited and a little more polished. So a week from next Saturday, you'll be able to jump back into the adventures. And then I'm going to start posting those probably about 9 p.m. on Saturday nights. Maybe I'll even still post them live. And then maybe we can chat and comment while we watch them together, which might be fun. So thank you again for joining. If you haven't, jump over to my Instagram. Follow me there, like me there. I've been doing some Shadows of Brimstone content. I'm also doing some of my board game stuff and other drinking things. And anyways, yeah, the Imperial Stout has boggled my mind, so I'm going to end it there. Good night, everybody. See you next time. Go to sleep.